because people quite often talk about what are the great sort of challenges facing the NHS in the years to come. And of course, with antimicrobial resistance on the rise, I think from my perspective, and I'd like to hear your take on it, that actually one of the greatest challenges we face is infection. Let's just call it infection. Because as a society, over the last sort of 50 years, we've got so used to being able to deal with infection with our amazing array of medical interventions that we're concentrating on hearts and cancers and all the other things. But it's kind of come around and bitten us in the back again, hasn't it? Because this whole infection area is now beginning to grow in terms of focus and in terms of actually the presentations to hospitals and how difficult it can be to treat people. Do you think that's a fair assessment, that it's one of the challenges?
I think you're right, it's an important challenge. And I don't know if you've got a copy of our document, which is Sepsis Guidance for GPs, which has been sent out to GPs. That one of the points in that highlights the conflict between antimicrobial stewardship, so trying to be, people not to expect antibiotics when they go and see GPs for common infections, but using them appropriately in serious conditions, such as when we suspect sepsis. And I've been a GP long enough, I'm afraid, to and I suspect our chair can empathise with me, that once upon a time you didn't really have to worry too much about this, but I'm seeing patients with relatively common infections like urinary tract infections, which can sometimes go on to develop sepsis, where all the common antibiotics, they're resistant. I get results back from the path lab and I'm thinking, crikey, they're resistant to all the common ones, and you get some uncommon one that's hardly ever used, and the lab have identified that it's sensitive to that, and you have to then go and look it up because you hardly ever use this, because it is a growing problem.